I don't know. And then the end of the out-breath. The end of the out-breath is a very interesting space in the breathing continuum, because the wandering mind quite often takes place towards the end of the out-breath. Usually we lose awareness at the end of the out-breath because it's a relaxed state. Tension means that quite often we don't really have a full out-breath. Thought quite often makes our breathing shallow. So having more body awareness, one way to be would be to pay a lot of attention to the end of the out-breath. So you could do that all the time. Do it in the sitting, do it when you're walking around. Let's say you go for a walk and your mind starts thinking. Then say, I don't know. And then where's the out-breath? Now if you do that for 6 days running, what's the result? You have to find out. You have to see, you don't know. It can't be just like a one-off. So these take determination, and that's the barami of what we call adhitthana. Adhitthana barami is the development of intentional determinations which are in line with right view and right understanding, but in line with our character. Right? And they are the way we create strong intentions to sustain practices that we think will be important. So you have to think what I'm saying is actually works for you. If you think I'm just laying a trip on you, it's not going to work. Obviously, you're not going to do it. But some kind of determination to not pick up that thinking mind is quite important, and yet not repress it. You're not trying to get rid of thought. You're realizing that these thinking patterns are insidiously programmed into our minds over decades. They are, aren't they? And there's nothing wrong about them. But if we're going to really discover the silence and peace of the mind, we have to understand doubt as an object rather than be the subject. That's what's happening. You become the subject of the doubt. Take something more like, again, go back to something that you understand quite clearly. You're back in the traffic jam on the Don Valley Parkway. You've been sitting there an hour. Someone cuts you off. You start to feel irritated. You say, no, I'm not going there. You let go. You don't go into road rage because you know how to do that. You know how to do that. You're not that foolish to go into road rage. You don't like it. It's unpleasant, but you've got enough wisdom around the kilesa, defilement of anger, to know how to do that. Doubt is more difficult for many people. For some, no. But doubt is more difficult for most people who have a highly developed intellect, and that's what we have. And that's the way we earn our livelihood with our intellects. So in this case, it's the same thing. Anger doesn't go to road rage, but here, doubt goes into continual obsessive thinking, which is a kind of doubt rage. If you think about it, don't think about it. So, 2 things then, okay? Three things. One, let's really work with noble silence. Let's really honor this retreat, honor this possibility, and let's practice solitude. We know each other good enough, right? No one's got any new stories, do they? We've seen each other, we know each other, we know they're good people, we're safe. So really, let's practice solitude. Solitude and looking inwards. And then if the doubting mind is something very, very strong for you, then how can you interrupt it? I don't know. And then how can you get more body awareness? Feel the end of the out-breath and see how that works. You'll forget and you start again. You forget, you start again. You forget, you start again. Use the walking meditation path for that. It's very good because walking meditation, quite often there's more thought. There's less control. And then in the walking meditation, really do it for an hour or 45 minutes. Be very diligent. Really stay with the path. Don't just kind of, I'll go sit down and look at the lake, and kind of just hang out at the lake. No, be diligent. Create a formal practice around walking, and then walk and get bored with it and watch boredom. And then go to one end. And then the mind starts to create thoughts or whatever. I don't know. Come to the silence, huh? This is how we're trained as monastics, to kind of really work at these things. And again, like kind of just to see how Like when you get back home, you're not going to have this chance. You're going to be busy, right? So these things are really important. And Buddhism is always really emphasizing that life is fragile, life is impermanent. So when you get a chance to develop mindfulness and awareness and this to honor that is very, very important. Because if you don't honor what you think is important, you don't feel good afterwards. If you don't honor this retreat, then you go walk away from it, well, that was a waste of time. You don't feel good about it. But if you really work at it, it's not that you're going to be successful or you fail, but you really put a lot of effort in. You have a sense that you've honored what's important in your life. And then that will take you to your lifestyle. Because if you're not honoring the spiritual practice, like this is true with monks. I know that, we can get very busy with our projects or with our studies and all that. But if we're not answering the call of the heart to be peaceful, to be still and silent, monastic life then becomes unfulfilling. It's unfulfilling because it's not really answering the question. You might be really smart, you might have a PhD, or build 20 temples. All that might happen, but if you're not answering, this question about the unconditioned, the uncreated, the unoriginated, the unborn, what is that? What does the Buddha teach that for? Why is that? What is that? Because that curiosity is, I think, why we do this work. And if you haven't honored that, at the end of the day, you don't feel right. You haven't really fulfilled your vocation. So I hope I haven't scared you. So I'll leave that for your reflection tonight.
Handamaya Namakataya Sadhu Karanga Dhamase Sadhu 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 Anumodami.
That's in the trade. That's known as a fire and brimstone talk.
Lumpo, I need you to forgive me. I want to ask apologies for you.
I centered you out. You're a
I
chippy.
apologize, Bante.
Right? No problem. Motivate everyone else.
Yeah. Also, for everybody, I apologize for what I have done, especially for Suryani. She gave me chance already. I apologize, Suryani.
Not at all. I think we all have to apologize.
Yeah. No,
Yes, it's not Santosamli, but all of us.
It's all of us, yeah. I thought I'd give you prime place.
Thank you.
I gave you prime place the other day, so there you go. I'm not. I feel guilty.
No.
No.
Actually, Longpo, I really appreciate that because the momentum of the talking was just getting a little bit offhand, and I didn't know what to do either. And
That's my job.
And I'm also joining in as well, and I don't. So, yes, please, thank you.
That's why.
Much gratitude.
That's why you feed me. Okay.
I think let's all of us, ask for forgiveness from Lumpo. Yeah. And then we will start fresh again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Do we have this?
Oh, you want me to do Maha?
Just bow 3 times.
Okay.
And in your heart, start again. Okay. I'm enjoying being with you, So we finished with the chanting, the verses of sharing and aspiration. Through the goodness. Okay. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, may my spiritual teachers and guides operate virtue, my mother, my father, and my relatives, the sun and the moon, and all virtuous leaders of the world. May the highest gods and evil forces, celestial beings, guardian spirits of the earth, and the Lord of death, may those who are friendly, indifferent, or hostile, may all beings receive the blessings of my life. May they soon attain the threefold bliss and realize the deathless. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, and through this act of sharing, may all desires and attachments quickly cease, and all harmful states of mind, until I realize Nibbana in every kind of birth. May I have an upright mind, with mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May the forces of delusion not take hold, nor weaken my resolve. The Buddha is my excellent refuge. Unsurpassed is the protection of the Dhamma. The solitary Buddha is my noble guide. The Sangha is my supreme support. Through the supreme power of all these, may darkness and delusion be dispelled. And the closing homage. Page.